Hello, YouTube. Let's talk about coronavirus, COVID-19, and all the craziness that's happening right now in this country. So, as we know, this virus started in Wuhan, China, and eventually made its way not only to the United States, but the entire globe. Everyone's affected. Everyone's in a panic. Toilet paper is at a premium. Hand sanitizer is at a premium. You can't get these things, amongst other things. Grocery stores, most shelves are bare. It's crazy chaos. People are scared. It's just bad times right now. It's bad times as far as people by the millions losing their jobs and having zero income. It's bad because people are scared. You hear all this stuff from the media day in, day out, how they pound the drum of negativity. It doesn't help. So living today, in today's day and age, and today's March 26th of 2020, it's just awful. The world was stressful, chaotic before this pandemic. Now it's even worse. I gotta be honest with you, and maybe you guys feel the same way. You could let me know, leave it in the comments. I'm so tired of hearing the word coronavirus, COVID-19. I wish I would never hear these words again in my entire life. I'm tired of the media day in and day out with their gloom and doom. It sort of reminds me of, if you live in a cold weather climate, when they call for snow, when the forecasters call for snow, it's all over the place. They put the fear into people. Big snowstorm coming, big snowstorm coming. And this has happened quite a bit recently, where everything was shut down where I live. Stay off the roads, only essential personnel. Big snowstorm coming. And then the day would come, and we might get a flake or two, and nothing would happen. But the media, the weather forecasters, the news, they would pound the fear into everybody. So therefore, the public, what do? Well, it's going to snow a lot. We're going to be stuck in the house. We got to have food. Let's go to the grocery store, buy everything up. And then the media and the news would send the reporters out, and they'd show that last loaf of bread in the grocery store, the last gallon of milk. And they go over to the mom and pop hardware store who's saying, we're down to our last shovel, but we just put an order in. We're expecting more in about 2 days. Then they'll pan over to the reporter at the big box store, and they'll say, we have this snowblower as is. It's missing a wheel. It doesn't start, but as is, this is the last one. And people would literally buy it or argue over it. Who's going to get it? And my point is, it all comes from the media and how they pound the negativity and put the fear into people. There's no one just reporting the news down the middle anymore. Everybody has an agenda, an axe to grind. Whether it's the news people that go after President Trump with their axe to grind or agenda, right down to local news, giving you the forecast for your town, how they got to play it up and say big snowstorm, and make sure they blast it all over the place so everybody knows. And then, as expected, we all run out and fight for that last loaf of bread, gallon of milk, carton of eggs, whatever. And this brings me full circle. I'm just tired of it. Tired of the way life is in this day and age. It's not enjoyable. Everything is so high-strung. There's not a moment of peace between the constant news, between the internet, instant access to everybody through your cell phones or personal communication devices or laptops, whether it be social media, which I can't stand. What happened to a simpler way of life where you could actually enjoy life and be happy and live in the moment? Put your devices down. Talk to your family. Talk to your children. Pet your animals. Go outside and enjoy a walk in the park. Live in the moment. Experience the moment. File it in your memory bank. Instead, you see people walking around, looking at their devices, on their devices, talking through the devices, while they're multitasking, running, jogging, doing something with the kids, standing in line, waiting, to pay for groceries or whatnot. It's just awful. It's a totally different way of life today, and sure, we have a lot of technology, but in my opinion, it has improved life, sure, but it also has made life more hectic and more troublesome, more of a burden. So as I sit outside BJ's today, waiting for 9 o'clock so I could go in there, because right now it's open to the senior citizens, which is a great thing for them. It should be open, and they should be separated, the older people, from the rest of the public, since they're a lot more susceptible to this Chinese virus. So as I sit here and wait to go in there, I'm just doing my regular shopping. Pick up a gallon of milk. I'm going to pick up the usual stuff: soap, detergent. But as I look at the older folks coming out the door, and you could see their shopping carts are full, and sure, they're panicked. And the whole country is right now. And just wondering when it's going to end, when people are going to have common sense. Where did common sense go? It's like there isn't any anymore. It went out the window along with respect for one another. There is no respect for one another anymore. There's no common sense. That people have to be told exactly what to do. You can't use your own common sense that when you were born and brought into this earth, that hopefully your parents gave you and taught you right from wrong. I know my parents did. There was no timeouts back then. It was my father pulled off his belt and beat the crap out of me. And you know what? I turned out okay. I know right from wrong. I have respect for other people. I think I have pretty decent judgment. And today it's all out the window, especially with the younger generation. And it ties back into these devices and social media and likes and, who's trying to make a living on Facebook and influence this, or it's just too much today. Everyone needs to take a step back, step off, reevaluate, and ask themselves, is this the type of life you want? Well, it's almost 9 o'clock, so I'm going to shut down my rant for right now. I know I'm not the only one that feels like this. And of course, times being what they are right now, I'm sure I'll find a lot of people leaving comments that are feeling similar to the way I'm feeling. And I'll be honest, even before this, coronavirus and Chinese flu, I've had these same feelings. Society is spiraling downhill. And at some point, it's got to change. It has to. Life is so difficult to live today. It really is. Thank you for listening. Any comments, leave them down below. Appreciate it.